Yo, what's going on, everybody? Back with another one. I know it's been a real long time. How have you been? Whew. It's been a journey. Always is, yeah. Happy Saturday. It's currently June 19th or something like that. Something like that today for me in 2022. Don't know what it might be for you. However, I wanted to pop on here because I had another lesson to give, another moment to share. This one's a little more TMI, maybe a bit too, not too, but a bit sensitive for many people, I'll say that. So I did put a big TMI in the title, if I remembered. I remembered. And I do want to go ahead and give that that introduction right here so that you know what's coming. And so what I wanted to talk about is actually my journey with what's commonly known as blue balls. And what I've actually found to be repressed emotions, or not repressed emotions, but unfulfilled emotions trapped in the body. I think this is a huge topic in lots of spiritual communities, and lots of people talk about, especially yogis, they talk about emotions trapped in the body. Get whatever might be, trapped in the body, get it moving, allow it to do its thing. That's something huge, I think, for the entire world, not just yogis. And so it gets to be shared beyond that practice. And one way I've found it to be extremely useful is in understanding this and understanding blue balls. My whole journey with that. Because I gotta be real with you guys, I suffered from that so bad ever since I've been in my dating, dating age, there you go. Ever since I've been wanting to be intimate with my partners at the time, so that's what I've really been looking to figure this thing out with, because it happens a lot. So backtrack. It happened a lot whenever we would be having intimate moments, not even necessarily like going to go have sex or anything like that, but just, we're having a really nice evening. Maybe we share like a really nice kiss. It's like the sun is setting, like it's like a beautiful day. At that moment, I would feel like everything had to happen at that moment. I exposed. That's how I felt. Or that's how my body responded, at least. That's how I was feeling. And because of the way that the collective trauma that the masculine may have brought about, that has brought about in the past, centuries, I didn't want to be a part of that dialogue, and so I overcorrected, I thought, okay, my sexual desires, no, not allowed. That's how I saw it, I really felt like it was a disturbance, like I was doing something wrong, like me feeling that way was something to be scared about, ashamed, that sort of deal. And that's just not the case, That's just the unfortunate nature of sex education today, and how we learn about consent, how we learn about sex, how we learn about what it is. Mostly we're just sort of taught like, holy shit, this is really dangerous. Be real careful. Don't passing by like a Mexican restaurant or something. They're playing some spicy music. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially for a lot of, at least for me, it felt like, don't mess up, you know? Here's consent training, don't mess up. Here's all the crazy shit that can happen if you get intoxicated, don't mess up. Here's all these crazy stories of people who've been like traumatized, don't mess up. Whoa, that's a lot, you know? Where was the beauty in it? And I knew there was beauty in it. I think everybody knows. That's why they leave it a little bit, they leave it a little, right now. They leave it uncovered. They leave it uncovered. That was weird. They leave it uncovered. They let you explore that. They let you find that out. However, I think there's a grand piece missing in that whole puzzle if it isn't said that, hey, this is a beautiful process. This is fantastic. It's okay. It's great if you feel that way about your person, you know? It means you really want to be there. You really desire to be part of this giant human dialogue, this giant human consciousness collective, the passing of the torch. You want to keep the energy moving. It's a great thing. It's a natural thing. That's just not said at school, at least. Even once you pass the threshold from, I think the more rocky zones of like grade school, high school, into the actual adult world of like, okay, you either jump into college or work. If you go to work, you got basically the buddies and gals just talking about their old stories. I don't know how great of that can be. It could be pretty good, but it can also be pretty bad. And you've got college, which is supposed to be, you know, it's the closest thing we have, a ritual to like a wow, you've made it, you're an adult type, you know, ceremony. And it feels like even there, it was still like left out. It was just more harsher. It was just harsher. It was harsher on the slapping of your hand and saying, hey, you better be careful, because now it's real. Woof. How does that benefit anyone? I mean, I think it does benefit. It benefits in the sense that it brings attention to things that have been ignored in the past. However, it sucked all the attention out of the entire sphere of what could be explored in that topic, you know? Yeah, so basically all that's to say that whenever I found myself in that moment, I felt like, okay, I don't get to, you know, speak about this. I get to be scared of this. I get to make sure that I'm not hurting anyone. I have to be uber precautious. I have to make sure that no one knows except me, and I get to handle this as the alien specimen of danger and evil that it is. And yeah, that's basically how it went down. And that's how I trained myself to not, first of all, not express or feel my emotion. Yeah. Which is a huge part of what I'm going to talk about with this idea of emotions getting trapped in the body. Emotions get trapped in the body. Emotions get trapped in the body because we end up not expressing them. I was reading an article that was made by some psychologists, researchers, neuroscientists, researchers. They were looking at how it is that emotions get processed in the body through the brain, through the central nervous system, you know, into our actual body. Oh my goodness, there's an adorable a Shiba Inu and a Chihuahua. This is madness. Anyway, how the emotions get processed in the body, and it all goes through essentially a process of, okay, lots of stimulus, getting intaken by your body constantly. And then your nervous system generates what they call autonomous nervous system responses, which, is to say basically the patterns that you've built into your body for whatever stimuli it is, or the stimuli for reacting to a new stimuli, So or the patterns for reacting to a new stimuli. So that's what happens. And then your body gets the signals to release whatever emotion, to create whatever experience you're looking to create in that moment, or your body's looking to create in that moment, or that you chose to create in the past that you stored in the body, and now you want to create in that moment. So that is what ends up happening. And if you interrupt that process in any way, oh my gosh, that crazy guy like yelled at me earlier, he's coming back. Howdy, friend. He said we look alike. Okay, nervous system responses. If you interrupt that process at any point, so there's 3 steps, yeah? There's 1, intake information. 2, autonomous nervous system response. 3, body releases emotion. If either 1 or 2 get interrupted, or I think I said 1 or 2, somewhere in the process gets interrupted, you end up trapping the signal, chemicals, all that was going to happen in your body. And apparently this can cause tightness, this can cause irritation, this can cause all sorts of different ailments to the body. And a grand place where the emotions are stored is apparently in the pelvic region. Now yogis have known this for like forever. They put huge importance on stretching out your pelvis, on releasing the emotions stored there. And you know what, I've been getting that message for like 4 years now, of like, you get to stretch your hips. It's like really important, stretch your hips. And I'm thinking, okay, I do a good job of releasing my emotions anyway, whatever. Completely ignoring the wisdom that is trying to deliver, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, is looking to be delivered to me, is knocking on my door constantly. And lo and behold, I find out later on that, wow, you know what? This is exactly the thing that has been ailing me in one part of my life that I was completely detaching from the rest of my life, which is another way in which that's a me thing, I compartmentalize, and I've been slowly but surely rejoining all the pieces. So just another way, another step, another way I felt that society leads us in lots of ways, in a way that I allowed, where I went, okay, yeah, sex, this is a separate part of life. This is not something that conjoins with the rest of your life, doesn't really connect. Just a whole separate event, a whole separate mind zone, Woof. That's got dangerous implications. Everything in our lives parallels everything. And you can learn so much from the powerful, potent experience that sex is. So, absolutely. It was a great revelation whenever I finally took the time and went, all right, it's time to figure this out. One of these days where, oh my gosh, I've been in pain again. And I really need to know what it is, because I'm tired of, dealing with it. I'm tired of dealing. I'm done with the experience, I'm bored with it. It's not adding anything to my life, and it's just a signal for me to figure something out. So I did. And that's what I've come up with, is that in those moments, I've got this advice for anyone who is dealing with blue balls, who's dealt with blue balls, who has that sort of response, or anybody who gets some weird feelings in their body triggered by a stimuli that you can clearly recognize. Like, say you get anxious and all of a sudden you get a headache. That's a common thing that I've seen. Say that you commonly self-sabotage your work schedule because after you start working for a while, you feel like your back gets too tight and you all of a sudden can't work. That's something common I've seen. Or yeah, if you feel like you and intimate moments end up getting tightness in your what's it called, sexual organs, and it hurts. This is what I believe could be a benefit. So my advice here is to express whatever you're feeling. You get to talk about whatever it is that you're feeling, or express it in some way. Talk with someone about it, talk with yourself about it, call someone up, address it, have that one-to-one with yourself if you need to, and just say, okay, I'm feeling X, Y, or Z right now. This is how I'm feeling. Give yourself the full expression and recognition of it. Of like, wow, okay, this feels, this feels like this feels great, this feels awful, this feels lame. I'm not feeling this, and this. I'm feeling this, and this. Get real clear on it. Express it all. Understand your emotions. Understand what it is that you're feeling. And that will in itself create the environment for you to, first of all, feel and let the process continue on. But also then, you also don't avoid the thing, right? Because then you have the skills and capabilities to share this with whoever you get to share this with. All right, this work, it's troubling me, or I'm stressed and I don't feel good about this part of the project that has too short of a timeline and we need more time. So that's making me stressed, and now I've got a headache. Whoa, okay. That sounds like something you get to go talk with a manager about. Hey, we don't have enough time to complete this part of the project. Am I going to be responsible for the pieces? Is someone else going to be responsible for the pieces and they can do it in this timeline? Are you going to give me more time? Because this is affecting my work. Whoa, something important happened there. Something really important happened there because you express yourself. You have a one-to-one with yourself and realize, wow, I am really terrified of succeeding because I feel like I'm not worthy. I feel like I haven't done enough. I feel like there's people better qualified. And so every single time I sit down to work, an hour in, I think I should just lay down and give up. And so my back tightens up. Whoa. Huge. Now you realize, all right, the work isn't whatever I'm trying to push through and sit here on my laptop and do, or sit here and write and do whatever it is you're trying to do, crunch numbers. The work is, I need to figure out what in the world's going on with my inner child. Make something important happens there. If it's, blue balls or something similar, right? You go, hey, I love you. I'm feeling amazing. I want to have sex. I want to feel that way with you. I want to get more intimate. I want to just connect with you in a deeper, greater spiritual level, which oftentimes it is. You just want to get even further connected, and it can lead to even more, the physical stuff. But a lot of times that'll be exactly what it is that you're craving too. And wow, you know what? In that moment, then you have a heart-to-heart with your person. Maybe they're not your person. Maybe they become your person. Maybe they are your person. You ask them about what their intimacy is and what they feel like they deserve. You start talking about wants and needs and desires, and all of a sudden you paint a more beautiful picture of each other and yourself, and you get it out. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You grow closer, because that's an impulse to grow closer, especially if you end up completing the ritual and building a family. That's you wanting to grow closer. So something important happens in all the cases. You get to express yourself. You get to express your feelings. Don't be scared of them. Don't be afraid of them. There is always what comes next. At least you put your foot forward for what your body's calling for. There's always the opportunity for the person to go, you know what, I just don't feel like that right now. I don't feel the same way. I don't want to have a family. I don't want to do these things. I don't want to I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. Whatever might be coming up for them too. Like, it's a whole conversation to have. Like, whoa, okay. Now we get to get more deep and intimate in all the realms. there's the chance for you to say, I'm not ready to tackle my inner child yet. I need to go rest and decide when it is the time. What help do I want? What resources or what support do I want? What resources can I look into? There is the opportunity for your manager to say, you either get to get over it or you get to leave. And in that moment, it's a tougher decision, but it's all of these moments, they seem bad, or they seem unfortunate. They seem like something that you don't want, but in all actuality, if that's what your body's calling for and their body's calling for something else, their beings are calling for something else, they desire something else, then at that moment, you get to be grateful for the divine redirection and move forward and create whatever it is that you get to create, create whatever it is you get to create. And maybe you get to get real with them in all these moments. All of this is really an intimacy talk, especially because I opened it up with this idea of how I found it, which is, the sexual side of blue balls, the intimate side, let's say, the intimate, because that's really what it is. It's like, all right, there's an intimacy that you want to have. There's an intimacy that your body gets to have. And into me you see. Into me you see. Your body's asking you to look inside and find out what it is that you haven't noticed yet, what it is that you haven't expressed yet, what it is that you haven't talked about yet, and release that. Give it the proper space that it deserves. Feel it, understand it, take care of it. Use that, read that signal and find out where it is that you get to move in this roadmap that is your life and your prosperous blessings, Yeah, that's what I wanted to share with everybody. Here at a park, about to play some guitar, waiting for the library to open, get going on some digital designs, you already know. So take care, everybody. I love you. I have recently started relationship coaching, so if anybody out there wants a relationship coach and is looking for someone to help them realize what the relationship with themselves looks like, what things they might be doing to themselves that they don't necessarily want, how it shows up in their life, how they create a relationship between the world, other people, higher powers, if you believe in them, all of that is a relationship. So if you are looking for support in being the greatest you and building life of your dreams, I am here to coach you. Send me an email at mahej555@gmail.com and I got you. So great. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Take care. And see you real soon.